Hey, this is Jake with Twin Pine Outdoors. Today I am going to be walking through the woods of Louisiana. I'm looking for an area to set up camp. I might try to do a little fossil hunting and arrowhead hunting, but the main goal is to find a place to set up a permanent bushcraft camp. Okay, we're going exploring and looking for anything that we can find, really. Arrowheads, fossils, all that jazz. I got this really cool handheld like phone mount. It already appears like it's going to be not the steadiest thing ever for like when I'm walking. So I'm not holding it right now. But now I'm kind of holding it in place. So it's like decently steady. If I'm holding it, that is. If I'm not, it kind of wobbles around a bunch. You can probably see that in the camera. I'll let go of it. So, I want to start by showing the creek that we're going to be looking in. This is it. It appears to be washing out quite a bit, which isn't good because next, that whole pond is just going to come down and into this creek. There's a crawfish right there. Look at that guy. See him right there? He's green. Usually they're like a dark purple color. Well, not purple, but like more dark red-ish. Nope, trying to go upstream. Anyway, we're not actually going to be looking in that area because the water is just slightly too high. Obviously, you can tell I'm not in any kind of waterproof shoes. I'm just out here in my old tennis shoes. But where we're going is this way. We might not be doing any kind of digging today, given as it just rained yesterday. The creek just might have too much water in it to dig, but we'll see. The crossing that I want to get to is just right over here, so not too far. That's where we're going, right there, that little white gas marker. You can hear the water flowing, so I already know it's going to be too high to cross, or to dig at least. Yep, it's a little too muddy, but that's okay. I've been thinking about making a shelter in here, like a little bug out camping area. So we could at least try to cross this, go into the woods, and find a spot that looks good enough to build in. It'll be through there somewhere. The only thing though is not sure I want to cross it without my waterproofs on, so we might make a detour. Go back that way and just kind of circle around and come through here. But yesterday, or the day before that when I was down here digging, in this part of the woods specifically, there were downed trees on the path, so I'm not even sure I can get that way. This might just be a bust until this can all dry up and I can cross. It's all right. Right down here, like over this way, is another area of the creek, much like this, except it's more sand and gravel than it is mud. So we might go check that out and see if maybe I can find something just in that little area. Maybe something that might have washed out. So we'll do that. I should have brought a gun with me, or a knife at least. There's a lot of wild hog sign in this pasture. I'm not really afraid of them. However, their tusks can do some very bad damage. So yeah, don't really want to run into one of those without having a weapon on hand. Don't know what that was. I heard like a whistle. Anyway, let's just hope and pray I don't see a wild hog. I can look around and then leave. All right, this is the little area I was talking about. I don't know how well you can see it. I'm not exactly sure where the camera is angled, but I'll try to hold it. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I can cross through here, I think. I mean, it's still muddy, but it's not near as muddy as where it was earlier. Right here, I found pottery before. I haven't really found much else besides that, but still a pretty cool find. All right, now obviously I know that it's still muddy, but at least looks a little bit drier than it did over there. You see in there? It's like Jurassic Park. Hey, yeah, pretty solid. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. And we're across. I actually used to have a camp in this area a long time ago. I'm sure by now the woods and the foliage have grown up and reclaimed what was theirs, but I'm gonna try to cut in here at some point. Just gotta find an opening. So here's something cool. This is a fallen pine tree. You can see it back through there. It's a little tip for everybody if you're ever in a survival situation and you need something to light a fire. When a pine tree falls, all of the remaining sap has to go somewhere, so it goes to the roots and all the little branches sticking up at the bottom of the tree. So if you cut like a little stub off towards the bottom or some of the roots, you'll have what's called lighter pine, fat pine, rich pine, whatever you want to call it. And it is very flammable and burns for a long time. There's not really an opening here, so we're gonna go a little this way and see if we can't maybe find a spot down here. Here's a spot, looks open enough. All right, I'm gonna get my pack out. I'm just gonna see if maybe I have something in there that I could use as potential protection just in case. So I've got the shovel. It's pretty wet, but that'll do the trick. I'm smelling that skunk again. I really hope I don't run into him because a knife's not really gonna help me much against a skunk that can spray 20 to 25 feet. So anyway, the knife is just for hogs and possibly big cats if I run into one of those. I did see a huge paw print when I was digging a couple days ago. So that's also something I particularly don't want to run into, but if I have to, then I'm ready for it. So, all right, let's go. I'm also looking out for snakes. They are very prevalent this time of year, though with the conditions being as they have, cold and hot, I'm not too worried about them. As long as I keep my eyes on the ground and looking, I should be okay. I definitely don't, you want to check before you cross over stuff like this. Any kind of fallen debris, that is perfect hideout for a snake. And most snakes are obviously going to warn you before you get too close of them. You'll hear them hiss, or if it's a rattlesnake, of course, they'll rattle their little rattler. Most of the time, you're going to know there's a snake before you see him. Wow, this place is like decimated. Don't know what happened here, unless a tornado touched down, which I'm sure that's probably it. But there's plenty of area to work with. I got plenty of small trees to build a shelter. I think this would be a good area. Not necessarily like this area here, but around. Okay. All right. Besides all the disgusting wet cow poop, I think this would be a good area. Maybe like right here in particular between this tree and that one. Oh yeah, I like this spot. We can mark it and then come back, start cleaning it up. I'm thinking we use from this tree to this one, we use this little area as a wall. Take out that tree, use it as building material, fire material. Make another wall from this tree to probably that one. Then this one to that one. From that one about halfway to here, make a door, continue the wall back to that tree. We build the wall up about 4 feet. The shelter will come up about, I don't know, maybe 5.5, 6 feet. Something that I could at least kneel in comfortably. Yeah, I like that idea. Okay, so obviously there's going to be no digging today, no looking for artifacts or fossils because everything's too wet. The creek is a little high, it's moving fast, so instead what we came here to do was looking for spots to set up camp, and I like this one. I like this one a lot. So the next video will be me coming to clean this area out and starting to build a shelter. Okay, now that we got a spot established and where we want to build the camp, I'm going to get out of here because the mosquitoes are starting to get a little bad and I am tired of dealing with them. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more, just follow the page, subscribe to my YouTube, and we'll be making more and posting more content like this. So remember, I like to say the less you explore, the less you find. So get out there, explore new areas, and find cool things. See y'all later.